are okay picking it into another, possibly a late game draft coming from Execration, right? Because when you pick up the Magnus, not only do you have the late game farm insured with Empower, you also have late game teamfight insured with RP. So I feel like he's a very good package if you want to play for the later portion of the Dota 2 games.
Yeah, no, I think Magnus is one of those unusual heroes that not only as you mentioned does he provide you a little bit of late game insurance, and his power curve is nice, but he also sort of smooths out the power curve for the other heroes on your team.
Yeah.
Which is something I've always really liked about that combo.
I mean, the challenge for a Magnus draft is that you have to draft a certain way. Like, you don't want to be looking into range cores as much. And, you know, you always have to worry about his lanes.
I miss PA, man. I miss... One of the things I most miss in Dota is QO PA.
Yeah.
Right? That PA mid, sometimes accompanied by a Magnus, often not, but just absolutely going ham with that particular hero.
I think you actually bring up a good point, because I don't think PA is enough of a hero just to steadily carry her into the mid and late game. She has to be a killing core.
Right.
And I think that's why QO was so successful with the hero, because that's the thing he has on his mind the most.
There were so many things that he would play that until you had seen them and played against them, they were really hard to deal with, because all of a sudden, you know, you're just not used to that PA getting in your face at level 6 and 7, which is something that he just wasn't afraid to do. Now back to this particular game, though. Execration definitely having done their homework on Faceless, which I think all the teams have at this point, banning out the Nyx Assassin and the Warlock, two heroes that Faceless is certainly known for.
They take out the Meeple, which I find surprising, because I don't ever see Faceless playing it.
It's a little bit weird. A number of the SEA teams, this is making me suspect that the teams have been scrimming this hero a lot, because we've seen a number of first phase Meepo bans against teams that don't typically run Meepo in this region.
I mean, we've been seeing a lot of the Chinese teams that don't have exactly a Meepo extraordinarily strong players, and they're just still picking it up.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's we were watching this game earlier, the LGD game earlier, right?
Maybe was playing it. I was like,
yeah, all of a sudden it's maybe a Meepo player.
And then your answer is like, doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, maybe in my book can play whatever he wants to.
All right, we got an SF, so this is gonna push the Magnus to either support or off lane, most likely off lane. And this is kind of like the interesting point here is, like, you know, he doesn't really fully take advantage of the Empower, but I guess Shadow Fiend farms so fast anyways that I guess he doesn't really care about having the Empower or not.
How do you handicap that mid matchup against the Alchemist?
Handicap for who?
For the Shadow Fiend. So this is going to be SF versus Alchemist.
I mean, you put the Ogre mid, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
the big issue, right? I mean, SF 1v1 against Alchemist certainly wins.
Well, there's actually two things. A lot of people just say, "Oh, you send Ogre mid, and that's it." The only way that a lot of times you see Ogre mid so successful is that you make sure you get the better block off. That's a very important point, because it doesn't matter if there's Ogre on the other side of the hill, if the creep wave is also on the other side of the hill, and Shadow Fiend gets to stand in front of his tier 1 tower. You know, the pro players don't mess up the block, but sometimes they do.
Well, but the other thing you have to worry is that...
There you go, man. I'm so excited for this hero.
This is a great pick here, and the reason is because the other way that you limit the Ogre mid is you draft a strong aggro dual lane, or even possibly an aggro tri lane, and you pin the Ogre down in his own safe lane.
I mean, you don't think of AA as a hero that could go toe-to-toe to Ogre, but can you imagine a scenario of Ogre going mid, harassing Shadow Fiend, but AA arriving, dropping a Chilling Touch on himself and also on Shadow Fiend? Like, I'm not sure if Ogre could tank 6 hits of Chilling Touch. So, or rather, if Shadow Fiend wants to spend those Chilling Touch hits on last hits, that's very valuable as well.
I still say that if you're drafting this combo, you're drafting it with an eye toward possibly even aggro tri-laning and just locking the Ogre down so you know exactly where he is on the map.
Yeah, I mean, the aggro tri-lane is a great possibility that brought up, but also if you run just a defensive tri-lane, you just need one stun. Like Kofi plus, let's say, Stormhammer or what have you. That's already enough to lock down just about anybody. I think that really limits what Ice could play in the offlane and have a lot of success with. I don't know why the Dota music just stopped.
Yeah, I was wondering that myself, because the sound effects started up and they were a little louder than they have been.
Oh,
all right, there you go. It's back. Okay.
Okay, so that's actually one of the best heroes you could have against the chain stunning capabilities of AA, because of how awkwardly Kofi chain stuns. because you almost have to cast cold feet before the other stuns come through. And as soon as you can't see the cold feet on you, you just plop down the cogs, and it generally will protect you against most stuns.
See, I think there's still a very realistic possibility that Execration might turn around and pick a third ranged core here and just go aggro try, and you might
Sure,
see
that's fine too.
you might see try v try in the bottom lane and just see Clock and Magnus 1v1.
I don't know if you want to put Mag against Clockwork though, because you're going to get a lot of battery assaults.
That's true. That's true.
So Clockwork obviously being very good in the scenario where I described going against the tri lane, but also very good at picking off AA. Like, it's just a free kill anytime you want.
Radiant team ban.
I don't know.
No, not anytime you want, but
yeah.
you get my point, right? Like, if
no,
you catch him
see
in the
what you're
jungle,
saying.
he's dead.
I see what you're saying. I also though I kind of like having AA against the clock cogs, right? Those you have to be a little bit careful zoning out the fight with those clock cogs, because if you catch your teammates
10
in there,
seconds remaining.
that's
true.
a guaranteed setup for the other teams.
I mean,
AA.
I'm pretty sure AA is
5
mostly
seconds
reserving his Ice
remaining.
Blast for the out. I mean, he's picked for the out.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, at least in theory, it's
Reserve
the perfect counter to Alk, but you rarely actually see that counter pick coming out.
Yeah, especially it's weird too, because especially
Radiant
SEA
team
teams
pick.
have historically been extremely reluctant to pick up the AA. Like, I've seen a bunch of out games, a bunch of other games where AA would have been in theory a good counter pick, and the SEA teams just usually let it go by.
Yeah. You know the old Vici squad, when they had
10
FY and
seconds
Finra
remaining.
originally, they love AA, and they love it with Lina mid.
5
'Cause
seconds.
it was just
God, yes.
Bzz combo, right? You Laguna, you Ice Blast, and that was the meta where cores were picking up
Reserve
Satanic left and right.
Right.
And I remember that one game where it was
Nice
trading
lifesteal,
for,
bro.
Yeah, it's like you have Satanic. Who cares? All right, we're going to the last pick here. I feel like Black's Slark would have a lot of value here. You just see like all these free
What?
support kills.
I would be so scared though, because then you have your two main cores are both really
Melee.
in trouble against the AA.
And Magnus, I guess. Well, I'm just mostly thinking on the only offensive aspect. I'm not thinking of.
I get really afraid. It's like it's interesting. I actually had this debate a while back with the Cole guys. Like, I was super scared and still am super scared of picking the Slark into AA, but like the Cole guys insisted last year that you can do that because if you're a Slark, you're mobile enough that you just find the AA in the back lines.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I think
10
the
seconds
other argument
remaining.
that you brought up earlier was Disruptor versus Slark, and I gave you the same with Slark, right? But no, Black's gonna go with Gyro again.
Execration
They ran this
turn
combo
to pick.
earlier today, right?
Yep.
And I think Grant was saying Gyro is perhaps the best Axe hero when you could get it for free.
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I
Sure.
mean, any hero when you get Axe for free is good, but
No, but in terms of his item
10
progression, like we
seconds
talked
remaining.
about the QO sort of Ag's first build on Clockwork, but in
Right.
all seriousness, like if he doesn't have to build that item himself, it's a huge injection into the mid game. I actually really do like the Execration draft. This is probably going to be, what do you think, a safe lane Shadow Fiend now?
or safely Ember, why not?
Okay.
I mean, either way it's okay, right?
Yeah. I think Execration has drafted well enough to give themselves a chance here, but with the level of dominance that Faceless has shown in these games, I mean, even when they've had a bad early game, and they will frequently draft placing not much emphasis on
Yep.
their lanes, it's like they don't care. They are comfortable just seizing control of the game in the mid game.
I think what I want to see from Execration this game for them to have a good chance is not
10
give Ice
seconds
a free
remaining.
lane. Remember the last time he played
Yes.
Clock?
Yes.
Like,
Oh
they
my!
were-
He was
he
like
had
ridiculously
8 minutes in, he was
farmed.
like the highest net worth for his team.
Yeah,
Like,
and he was
that shouldn't happen in
8
the
minutes
offlane.
in, he was walking up to the enemy Tinker and just
Right.
killing him.
And for Execration, they have the lane that could shut down just about any offlaner, right? You telekinesis into a Kofi and a Saren Chains. Ice is locked down if you do it properly. Now, Cogs would make it pretty tough, but
Okay,
that
so-
you need supports coming in from the tree lines. And
So
stuff like that.
barring swaps, this is going to be SF mid, right? Not as generally their mid player.
Execration sometimes like they have the whole carry and mid.
Yeah,
swap.
switch up. Yeah, most of the top teams do now,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
But predictions go, I cannot predict against Faceless.
Yeah, I
even though I like the
as much
Execration,
as
yeah.
I think Execration's given themselves a chance, I'm really curious to see what the laning matchups are going to be. I got to go with Faceless here,
Yep.
finishing out their perfect run through the region. All right, with that, guys, one more round here of SEA games. The playoff race is definitely in the thick of it, and we are going to send you off to our casters.
Tusk or something like that, and they don't really have that hero in this game. Is that something to be concerned about? Is Gyro getting like bursted in the mid-game fights?
I think it's just going to come down to itemization. You build yourself to actually survive the burst damage and your supports, and also the clockwork. You just buy 4 staffs this game. 4 staffs is a really, really good item this game. It'll
30
save you from
seconds
searing
to battle.
chains into, you know, potential lead-ups, especially from the RP as well.
Yeah, definitely necessary. And being able to avoid the grouping up and movement in is constantly going to need to be necessary. I'll also mention that I feel like Faceless have kind of taken a turn for the better over the past couple of like qualifying rounds, and I think most recently as well with the Winter moving in and becoming their coach. It's kind of become a situation now where they feel more consistent, and they're performing at a higher level. I'm liking it.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely reflects in their draft. I think Faceless, despite having, in my opinion, one of the largest hero pools, they draft the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this. Chilling touch, so Shadow Fiend can get souls early. Wait, he hasn't skilled anything yet.
Yeah, they probably want to make sure that you take up Necro Mastery before you start hitting last hits. And okay, he's denying, but you need that spell, man. What are you doing? Is this a bug? What's happening?
No, it's not a bug. He's just not scaling it.
What are you doing? Nando, this is the game of your life. You need to win. Okay, he goes for raises. All right. I guess that he just wanted to hang on to it for the moment and feels like he needs raises early.
That's strange. Normally when you take raise, it's because you're not able to get anything out of the lane. But, I mean, he's getting quite a bit out of the lane. This is kind of surprising to see. And it's not like he has the potential to kill anyone, or not kill. He can't really kill Jabs. Very strange. Jabs is just spamming his taunt.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe it was like a miss skill or something when he realized he didn't have Necromastery up and then accidentally hit the raise button or something like that. That feels like it would be pretty hard if that was actually what happened. But whatever the case ends up being, he has both now and starting to build up the souls. And it's going to kind of run into some issues standing inside that acid spray as well. I'm sure a very frustrating situation for Mr. Nando.
Oh, gets his salve cancelled.
But as far as the laning stage goes, do you like the idea of this Ancient Apparition sitting here and just spamming out Chilling Touch for him?
I mean, I thought it was fine until he didn't get any souls from the first wave. That's the biggest issue I see, because I think he would be able. I think he can definitely punish the Alchemist on his own if he had the proper start.
Right. But now Alk already 11 CS. He's been able to get a nice little beginning to his game. And looks like he was also building up towards that armlet next. Looks like the boots are on the Curry already, although he hasn't had them brought out to him yet. And yeah, Nando sort of left to his own devices. Rubik against the Clockwork, always a great matchup, being able to get the lift and pull out of the cogs.
Yeah, well, I mean, while you mentioned that though, Ice is already level 3.5, and he's not gonna be stopping there, getting even more out of the lane. Gonna hit level 4 very soon versus a Magnus who's only about to hit level 3, and this is only against a dual lane.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, it is a dual lane on Execration side too.
Yeah.
Ancient Apparition only just made his way up here, and the stack is getting pretty big.
Yeah, he took that one, and then there's also another stack over here on the medium camp that the Ancient Apparition was able to get. It feels as if right now, definitely, 5593 is just trying to help out, enable his Shadow Fiend to get off to a hot start. A little bit later on is the homing missile spam. I was wondering if they were going to do this build in the last game that we saw of the Gyrocopter from Black, but now he's actually deciding to take it. Pretty cool. Just forcing DJ back.
It's a lot of mana for how little it does.
Dude, that's why you got the CM.
I mean, you got a lot of mana. You don't have that much mana.
Yeah.
Oh, XY gets caught up by the supports.
Now they
Oh,
do
look at that
have
damage.
a
You have to be
Fable as
careful.
well. Man, it is just so much. Chilling Touch, great ability, particularly with these heroes who have the long range right clicks. Just gives you so much more value.
Oh, Size does quite a bit of damage to Gabby. Has to be a little careful. There is a lift. And there is Searing Chain still.
Pulling him back in. Ice in trouble. The right clicks are there trying to CP out. Fable to
Oh,
finish.
no.
They are going to get the kill. Ooh, that was close.
He would have been fine. The issue was he TP'd to the shrine right after XY TP'd to the shrine, so the TP took forever.
Oh, God.
That's what killed him. If he teleported to base, he would have been fine.
Oh, man, that sucks. Well, 0-2 start. Execration certainly getting the beginning of this game that they would have wanted. Although you do have an Ancient Apparition that's sitting here with level 2, and I mean his net worth is quite poor. Does he actually have boots coming out to him finally? Yeah, he does. All right, so he's going to be okay then.
Well, more importantly, you know, you have to remember you're dealing with an Alchemist. Nando's doing a pretty good job at shutting him down. Alchemist is only 700 net worth above him. Although I say only. It's only 5 minutes in.
Now, well, and he's going to keep getting the bounty runes as well. Did he stack that both?
He only managed to stack one. But he is going to be jumping into the jungle, which gives his supports a little bit of space. XY definitely needs the EXP right now. Oh, this stack. When are they going to do it?
I imagine that they have to bring Shadow Fiend in to make it happen.
No, I think they can do it with just the Ember Spirit, but the Ember Spirit would need level 6 and possibly commit Remnants to do it. If not, then yeah, got to bring up the Shadow Fiend.
Well, in the meantime, DJ, he's moved off into the jungle himself. Does not want to stay in this lane against the homing missile spam that could have come from Gyrocopter, who continues to get his farm. I would expect Nuts to probably move around and either try and make something happen up in the off lane or possibly go and jungle away, but since they've already killed off all the creeps in the jungle pretty much, not a whole lot for him to do. As Nando moves in, gonna take this other stack with the Ancient Apparition. Quick little steal of the bounty rune as well. Real rune's bottom. Yeah, they are gonna get the pull here, and Clockwork is going to come and try and make something happen there, and it looks like they're going to bring Nuts as well. So they know the stack is going on. They're bringing 3 heroes to come and contest. Level 6 is right here on Black as well. This is a great move.
Oh, I like this play a lot. Execration has to be very careful. They do finish the camp, but Gabby...
he's able to get the remnant. Nice play.
They spot the Rubik. He has no TP. Here comes the call down. Oh, Rubik super dead.
Yeah, they get the lift back, trying to get the stun, but is not going to be enough. So they find a kill, and unfortunately, they aren't there in time to take the stack. So they get away with the Ember Spirit, and it's a pretty big rotation for Black.
Yeah, and Ice goes to bottom, gonna 1v1 the Magnus. And I think with this move, I think Faceless can actually put some damage on this tier 1 tower.
We'll have to see if they're able to do too much to it. You don't have the greatest D-push heroes in the world at this point in particular. Like, Ember Spirit's going to be able to come back in with the Remnant. Actually decides to save a Remnant behind.
I'm a little surprised by that.
Okay, fine. And Nando, in the meantime, is going to head off to the jungle with the Arcane Rune, finish these ones off. And as far as he's concerned, is there anything in particular, like, does he need to get involved early and try and take fights with the rest of his team?
I think he does. You need to be able to put pressure on, because this don't forget about this Alchemist. Someone has to be able to deal with him. And looks like his first item queued up is going to be that Shadow Blade. I think this is definitely the right choice, but...
Black on top of Nando. They just found him. That is too easy.
Yeah, very nice ward from XY. Makes it a very easy kill.
Man. Yeah, that's so frustrating.
Oh, bottom lane. They catch out
Get it,
Rubik.
RP. Levick actually walking away from this one. They throw out the Fade Bolt, pushing him back towards the tower, and DJ almost able to take down Ice. Doesn't want to fully commit for that one. Cogs are back up in one.
Oh.
XY on top of Levick. He's going to be able to get the kill. Oh, no. Execration.
And that was the RP committed.
Still not level 6 either for the Ancient Apparition, so couldn't drop the ulti to try and help out with it.
Yeah, he really needs to get his 6 in.
Nando? I was almost there.
Yeah, they're giving this Ancient Apparition some space, because they really need him to hit 6. Because without him being 6, there's just not enough damage.
Well, 9 minutes in now. The Alchemist continuing the spam of his acid spray all over the map, getting himself farm. 10 seconds away from the hook shot for the Clockwork, so will not be able to make a go onto the mag as of yet. Although with Nuts around, there's a chance for a kill if he sticks around for too long.
Radiant's top tower is under
We're
attack.
going to see a smoke coming out from Execration. Shadow Fiend and Rubik heading down here. There is no RP, though.
They have a DD
Oh.
on Shadow Fiend. I don't know if this is the play. They have the hook shot if they wanted to go. Ice Nut. Oh, Nuts is just gone, so that is one.
He does have the double damage. He's only got 22 souls, but with double damage, he's still hitting for 200 damage or so.
Quite good. In the meantime, Gabby taking missiles to the face. Black continuing to be a bit of a butt. And building back into the Helm of the Dominator himself.
Black's #1 item choice. I think like if you, there's probably a stat on one of the stat sites, but I'm pretty sure he buys Helm of the Dominator on every single hero except for Klinks.
Is it just like an affinity with the item? Do you think it's that good?
I think it's that good. I mean, he does a good job at microing his creeps, and if you can micro the creeps, it's just that much more important.
I feel like I saw him do it on the Anti-Mage too and get a Purge creep with it. It was just so disgusting to watch.
Yep.
All right, another missile off onto Gabby. DJ is here with RP though, and they're ready to make a counterplay if the Crystal Maiden does head up. You also have Ancient Apparition now with level 6. This could be a big moment if they could find a kill onto the Gyro, but he's playing it safe.
Gonna go over and try to grab a creep, but the creep wave or the camp is not respawned yet.
They spot out this area.
Oh, that was a nice little attempt trying to
Radiant's
blind call
middle
down,
tower
but
is under
fortunately
attack.
it's just out of range.
Oh, they're in
Dire's
trouble now.
top tower
DJ is
is
coming in.
under
He
attack.
has RP. He has Skewer. They're going to go in for it. Catches it on to 2, and the AA blast right on the edge. Double for Gabby.
Very nicely done.
All right, big kills for Execration. About a 1,300 gold swing off the back of that one. And they are looking good. And keep in mind, this is also an empowered Ember Spirit in this game. Doesn't need a Battle Fury.
Well, realistically speaking, I don't think the Empower does too much for him since
Well, for farming at the very least.
the days of
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
the Battle Fury Ember Spirit physical damage build is long gone.
Yeah.
It definitely helps, but Magnus Empower is mostly going to be for himself this game and for the Shadow Fiend.
Just that damage increase. God, I would love to see an Aghanims for the Magnus. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but that ability, it's something that I've been like theory crafting for a while, having the AoE damage
AoE
for like
range.
the Dragon Knight. But a quick Empower on a Shadow Fiend, and they are going to move out across the map. Have not seen, it looks like Nando is thinking about the Shadow Blade, only 200 gold away from finishing it off.
Oh,
Dire
look at this
scan.
positioning.
They spot the Ogre.
Patiently waiting. There's Ice is walking over.
They could find that kill, but
Going to avoid that. No.
the
Ice
Shadow
Ice.
Blade play, it feels like this could be a big opening for them to take fights.
Oh, Rubik in a lot of trouble. Oh, he's dead.
Alright. Cogs push back. Limik just gonna get 3 shot there basically. Stole the Chemical Rage, but can't make use of it.
And you know, while all of this is happening, you know, we
Radiant's
talked about
bottom
the
tower is under
Alchemist.
attack.
He's just doing his own thing. He's just playing a farming game on his own. Ice even goes for the Hand of Midas.
Radiant's top
I think this is his
tower is
go-to
under
build as
attack.
well. They're just, you know, slowly ramping themselves up for the later stages of the game.
Alright, well here's the thing though. If they tried to get aggressive here, they have a smoke. Shadow Fiend did just now get his Shadow Blade. He has a haste. They're going to be going for a smoke play of their own. If they end up taking a big fight here, and you know, maybe they can start snowballing from there to take down Faceless.
Dire's
They
middle
really need
tower is under attack.
the Magnus as a Blink Dagger.
They're going in. DJ right there. He breaks smoke on him. Tries to go for the skewer. The chains. It's going to connect. It actually pushed back onto Gabby.
Oh,
Nando,
very nice fall down.
1-2 shot there onto another, and it does look like they're going to be able to take down Ice. Limik also end up peeling Cogs away. That creates a little bit of an awkward spot. Now they end up canceling the ulti from the Shadow Fiend, but they lose Rubik in exchange.
That was a great trade for them. All you lose is a Rubik. They didn't even have to expend any of the ultis over on the Dire side. And Magnus is that much closer to his Blink Dagger now. Only 200 gold away.
Oh, and here comes.
Dire's
They
top
want to
tower
take him
is
down.
under attack.
Jabs. Maybe going to end up dropping. He knows where he's going. Nando, you got it. Pisser, get off the pot. What are you doing? He's going to end up dropping. Nando, what has happened?
Oh, no.
Oh, Chains?
they're gonna
That
get
might be
Jabs
enough, though. A blast is on top of RPUs. Oh, Nando. I mean, they get the kill at the end, but now they're going to end up potentially losing DJ as well. Ignite on top of him.
Oh, wait,
They're trying
Gabby?
to run him down.
He's out of mana.
They are
No, he's okay.
chasing.
No, he's
That
not
was
okay. Here comes the call down.
as well. Gabby's going to fall.
No, he's okay. He's got mana.
All right. Well, Leemic
But-
tries to turn.
wait,
Chase.
Ice Ice?
Ice Ice on top of Gabby's gone.
Oh, he got him.
Oh my God, what a player.
Wait, he
might
has
end up
one.
dying. One charges.
Oh.
Oh, he was switching it over into his inventory, it looks like, but couldn't quite get there. So they lose 4.
Oh, man. I mean, I understood what Nando was trying to go for, but
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think it's just like, you know, a little bit careless to forget about your Shadow Blade timing. Oh,
Maybe.
Dire's top
That's
tower
a good bit of
has
damage, and
ooh, that was close.
he has stick charges when he comes out of this, but obviously not going to be able to regen until then. He's fine.
I like the attempt.
What do you think about the Bassi on CM?
Huh. I think it was just a split. He's meant to build Tranquils and something else.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. So he's gonna buy Urn and Tranquil.
All right, yeah, so it's mistake is weird. I
Well,
was wondering about
I mean,
that.
it's not even like a mistake. You know, you can always disassemble it at any point, and you might as well give the aura. Ice against the world down here. A very dangerous position. There's 4 heroes surrounding him. Uh-oh. Alright, if Ice gets out of this, he's a god.
He's TPing. He may just... Oh, no, he's not TPing. He's
not
on
TPing,
cooldown.
he has no TP.
He does have hookshot available, but very quickly gone. And Execration, they're making a fighting attempt at this. They're doing a really great job of taking down towers when they need to, defending at other points. It's working
Dire's
for
middle
them.
tower is
Yeah,
under
this is
attack.
this AA pick is working out really nicely for them. He's already got his Midas as well, and there's just a lot of setup for this Ancient Apparition ulti. You have the Magnus RP and even something as simple as the Ember Searing Chains.
All right,
Gonna
Skewer
leave
back
the
in. Nuts is gone, and they might have spotted that ward placement as well, so should be able to get that D ward done.
Not bad. You know, we considered. I mean, I still heavily favor Faceless simply because, you know, once again, I have to continuously remind everyone that there is an Alchemist in this game, and he's just been doing his own thing.
I mean, the plus side of it is that they have the avenue to hold him in place so the AA blast can land on him. And that does change how this hero works. But it also depends upon AA getting good farm. And he also has been able to build into a hand of Midas for himself at a decent timing. So I think there's ways for this to work for him and ways to deal with the Alchemist in the late game.
Yeah, definitely. But the way Jabs is playing right now is that... Oh, hold that thought.
Oh my
Hooks
God,
in.
the lift back. Shadow Blade out right now for Nando, and to think about turning to fight Leemic, dropping low. They can go for the jump in. A little bit of a misplay though, and now DJ in some trouble, goes for the RP. Only call black. Is it going to be enough? The A blast, he is going to end
he
up
gets
falling.
the call down.
Okay.
Well, it's time to disengage.
So a 1-for-1 exchange, but the one on the side of Faceless was Black's gyrocopter.
All right, back to farming. Well, the thing is, the way Jabs has been playing this game is that while it is true that they have what it takes to lock him down, he's just farming incredibly safely.
Yeah.
And it looks like he has no intention of doing anything but to continuously farm. And all of these heroes benefit from the Scepter.
I would imagine that Clockwork probably picks his up himself first. Do you think?
I don't even think he needs it first.
Really?
I honestly think that if the game is going decently for them, Nuts can invest in a Blink Dagger or a Glimmer Cape, and I think that having a CM with the Scepter first is actually the most beneficial for Faceless first. Because that Freezing Field Frostbite is, in my opinion, underrated.
Yeah.
It's not even about the freezing field damage. It's just that you only have to channel it for so long, and if they're standing in that radius, they're going to get frosted.
2.5 seconds, I believe, is what it is.
Yep.
It's quite good. And a lot of these stuns, I mean, particularly with a clockwork there, it could be a huge issue. So, Blink Dagger just about done for the Ember Spirit, and he's going to be able to pick that one up now. We had the Blink Dagger and the Force Staff done on Magnus. They have fighting items, but can they break down these base before the Alchemist really starts to take over? He's already got the Manta style.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Taking the objectives is very difficult.
Shot in, Nando in trouble. Maybe going to be able to get out of there. The Force Staff keeps him alive for the moment, but still they have
Look at
dust
that
on him.
damage.
They're starting to run him down. All the illusions are there, and now they've controlled up Levick as well.
He
The
has to
Helm
try.
of the Dominator stun is beautiful, but the triple Remnant in a little bit better, and it does look like you're going to be able to take down two. They lost the Mag and the Rubik, but again, it's for Ice 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 and the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, that was so close. They almost got Nando, but he managed to reach the shrine in time. If the shrine was not up, Jab's illusion actually wasn't going to kill him with the Radiance Burst.
Is under attack.
Comforting rune of
We've
regeneration.
seen Nando die to that once already. Certainly does not want to make that happen again.
Yeah. And, well, all things considered, they do manage to take the tier 1 as well, so I would say that that is a slight faceless victory. That just makes it a little easier for Jab to continue farming. Working towards his Octarine core now. Currently sitting at 18,500 net worth. But Execration, they're not doing bad at all. Both of the cores are decently farmed, and they have the tools to continue to basically punish the faceless side.
Yeah. It's definitely tough though. Like the tier 1 tower in the mid lane is not still brought down, and top hasn't gone down either. You have Black who's moving off to the side. He's gone for
He's
the
gone
Shadow
Shadowblade.
Blade build.
Interesting.
Now, sometimes people say interesting and they mean that's a cool build. What's your take on this one?
My interesting is that I mentioned how like Jabs is just aiming to farm,
Right.
right? And the way I see this Shadow Blade is that everyone on Faces is just waiting. You have a Midas on Clockwork, and then now you have the Shadow Blade on Gyrocopter. This allows Gyrocopter
Radiant's middle
to
tower is under attack.
not like
Radiant
totally
structures
safely,
are
but
fortified.
pretty safely split push these other lanes.
Oh, they missed the skewer, and now they've caught him a second time. CM ulti down and ends up getting disabled right at the start of
Oh,
it.
the wobble
A
combo.
blast goes in. DJ Nando solo. They are going to maybe get out of there. Ends up RPing and almost able to bring down that. Is not going to be able to kill off the Clockwork.
Oh, that was so close. Almost
Jesus
picks off
there.
the AA as well.
But they are going to be able to finally bring him down. Gabby is out of mana at this stage, though, and well, it's going to take a full frontal assault of all of that damage. A blast, still 15-second cooldown. They won't be able to get it, so a triple for Jabs. And they win that fight.
Yep. You pick an AA to counter the Alchemist, but if you're not going to hit him with that blast, he's not going to die in these team fights. I don't think there's enough damage unless you manage to single him out.
The other thing that happened right there at the start was the mag went for a blink Force Staff skewer back onto CM, and then immediately Ice 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 hooked and cogged both him and the Shadow Fiend. It was like disaster central. But yeah, A Blast, a little bit of a pain here, and with several heroes getting up, they need to be a little bit careful. Now, Nando looking,
still
right
going in
clicks.
for this?
He's not quite
Wait,
there.
they got to be careful. This Jabs
Now,
is
Leemic.
ulted.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Hook
what a
shot
hook
now
shot.
as well
He
on
still
a
has
DJ.
fewer.
Pushback needs to get out and away, but it's not going to happen. DJ goes down, a double kill for Jabs. He is never going to stop. Maybe you can turn with the AA blast here, but it is not going to be enough. Cannot even throw it out there. They don't have an answer. Triple for Jabs yet again.
Oh, and this game is just
Dire's middle
going
tower
downhill
is under
real
attack.
fast.
Dire's middle tower has
And this is
fallen.
the strength of the Alchemist. He's just farming away, and the rest of the Faceless, they weren't, all of them weren't doing too great, but that's
Are fortified.
simply the space creation that they are committing to for Jab's Alchemist to get online.
Well, great display here. Completely what we would have expected. You know, maybe there was a chance sometime that Execration could have won this game, but it is feeling quite hard at this point. Still not out of it by any means at all, but they're going to need to play out of their minds to make it work.
Oh,
And
Gabby gets done.
there's the stun,
No, he
brought
still
right
has,
there. Maybe gonna be able to find a kill.
Wait,
Ice,
what?
Ice, hook in as well. They want to go fight some
He's gonna
more,
die.
but he ends up dying. All right. And Jabs
My goodness.
somehow got that kill as well. 11, 1, and 5 on this guy.
I'm really surprised that Ember Spirit died there. Did he not have any spirit?
Look at this GPM, by the way. 1,015 for Jabs
Yeah.
on this patch.
It's just Alchemist things. All right. He's coming close to his final item. I assume it's going to be Shiva's and or BKB. I think BKB is also a fine choice here. And then
Obviously.
hopefully we get to start seeing some of the scepters come out.
which to waste.
We do have Ancient Apparition almost at his Aghanims. Like, it's something at the very least for them that helps a little bit against the pressure, but it still comes down to them hitting the Ice Blasts as well, which hasn't proven to be the case.
Right. But, you know, you can't count out Execration, right? They always can rely on this huge wombo combo and hope for the best.
All right. Well, top lane, Gabby going to pressure this out, do whatever he can to just keep these lanes pushed. And the problem is, Alchemist can just choose one and run down it, and they really don't have an answer. He's just all over him.
Yep. Shiva's Guard coming up soon. And like you said, they just can't stop him. He just TPs into a lane, drops his Manta, and these lanes are always going to be pushed in. There's just no space for Execration to make any moves.
Well,
Alright, smoke coming out of Faceless. I think they're expecting a defense here. Do they have a gem? There is no gem.
Dire's bottom tower is under
do not
attack.
see one, no. But yeah, I mean, even if they did want to come and defend it, it's
Dire's bottom
going to drop
tower
so
has
quickly. They
fallen.
take the tier 1. Now the rest of Execration possibly going to move in to
Radiant's top
defend
tower
against it.
is
They're
under
waiting
attack.
it and taking down the shrine now.
Alright, one shrine is down. I forgot when the Roshan timer was, but they still have that Aegis to work with if they want to get more.
Good skewer away by DJ.
Dire's bottom tower
Could've gone
is
bad.
under attack.
All right,
Dire's
A Blast is up. They got Shadow Blade out front and center. It's time to party. If there was a time to do it, it's got to be now for Execration.
Not so sure about that. I think they still gotta wait out the Aegis.
Okay.
Yeah, even if you have that big
Dire's
combo,
bottom tower
I think you're gonna lose a team fight if you throw everything
Radiant's top
on him
tower
just to
is
remove
under
the Aegis.
attack.
This is why you're the prediction god. 11-0, is that where you're at now, or 12-0? I can't believe it.
I don't know. I lost count, man. It's just so high up there.
Very
Dire's
frustrating.
bottom tower is
All right,
under
tier
attack.
2 gonna fall. 27,000 net worth
Dire's
on the
bottom
Alchemist,
tower has fallen.
and
Radiant's top tower
what
is
looks
under
to be an inevitability at this stage almost.
attack. Radiant's
They
top
do
tower
get the
has
top
fallen.
tier 1 at least.
Yay!
Thank you, creeps. So now Jabs is 6 slotted. Let's see if he goes for the scepter, or will he replace the armlet?
You know that Black is telling him give him the scepter first.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's going for the satanic, so probably, yeah.
That would be hilarious.
This is the scepter build, but without the scepter, you know, you're not buying it yourself.
Well, Aegis now expired. They can wait for the next round if they wanted to, but still a ways away. Certainly feeling under no pressure at this point.
What's
in
the
time.
gold differential right now? It's about 20,000.
Yeah. This is smoke. All right, they know the Aegis is down. Moving in. There is an illusion there. The clockwork.
I don't
breaking
think this is the
smoke.
target you want to jump on.
Black is a little bit further forward.
I think if you jump on the clockwork, you're gonna lose this team fight.
I mean, there's two Shadow Bladed there. Gabby is up front and center. They know that they're chasing. Looking for the counterplay now. They might end up jumping in. They get the stun on Hernando, start the fight.
Okay, they
RP on
RP'd
the
him.
jabs. No, they push him out of it.
Wait, he's still going down.
Still
He's still
ends up
going down.
Okay, that's something.
Okay. No,
And
they all right. Faces have to run.
yeah, it looks like Nuts here is going to be able to
What a
somehow
juke.
get out. So they only get the Alchemist, but it's a big kill.
That is a very
Is
big kill,
under
yeah,
attack.
for sure. So
I thought for a second that he didn't end up getting clipped by it. I was like, no!
yeah,
Oh.
they clipped them. That was
Dire's
really
middle
close. Though.
barracks
I was
are
a little
under
worried too.
attack.
But that's pretty much what they need. You definitely don't want to jump the clockwork first.
Dire's middle barracks.
But
has
DJ,
fallen.
that was really good play by DJ, identifying his target immediately and RPing the Alchemist. Just no hesitation.
Well, they're holding on, albeit ever so slightly. And I mean, that's the thing, is that if they can't end up protecting the Alchemist, if they can't get on top of, like, sort of keep them from making the Ice Blast hit, there's still an avenue to find kills on this Alch.
Yep, but he's itemizing, changing up. Yeah, he's itemizing to protect himself from that. He's gonna be replacing his armlet, going for that BKB. And I think with a BKB, it's just gonna be that much harder to kill him. You would have to RP him before he BKBs. Oh, Black has to be careful.
They have the Magnus moving in as well. Shadowbladed,
Double damage empowers me.
but will not be able to go for that. And yeah, you mentioned it. It is the BKB picked up for Alch. Still potentially a problem with the AA Blast because of how long that ends up. Like, if they end up having to pop the BKB early and you get the Ice Blast on them.
Yeah, it lasts long enough
Radiant's
for them
middle
to
tower has
make something
fallen.
happen even after the BKB.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But can you wait that long in a team fight?
That is a good question. And I feel like the answer is no.
Because while all of the farm is on jabs, Black is slowly catching up now.
Yeah.
With the
Radiant's
Bloodlust,
bottom tower is
and
under
yeah,
attack.
with just a Bloodlust, I think his damage output is more than sufficient, sitting at 240 damage.
Not to mention the potential for an Aghanims. The
Yeah.
dream.
Don't worry, it's coming. If he's gonna go for Satanic first, then I'm pretty sure jabs will buy him the Agnum Scepter first.
Radiant's
All right,
bottom
here we
tower
go. They
is
want to
under
fight this. Do you
attack.
have another smoke?
Doesn't look like it.
AA has one. He needs to smoke DJ, I think.
Nando. They spot out one. Oh, they got him
Nando
though,
gets
right
caught
on
out.
top of him, and well, now in a heck of a lot of trouble. Can they find that RP? They've got the Radiance on top of DJ right at the start. They send the illusion off to the side though, so now he might have an opening to go back in for a blink. But
Dire's top tower
doesn't
has
look like they're
fallen.
going to be able to find it. Gabby getting a little bit aggro there.
I think they're okay with this. It's time to just collect the tower, get out. I think Faceless achieved what they wanted to. They get another objective, and they can just go back to farming, and they can just wait for the next Roshan as well.
Does look like it's a semi-short one. Yeah, Faceless just double checking, 45 seconds away. But another big movement down towards the bottom. This is not as of yet going to be scouted, but Jab's going to back out, I'm sure.
I like this play from Execration, really trying to find him, but Jab's, not going to fall for it, not taking any chances. Has that scepter queued up.
Illusion given.
It's time to empower the rest of your team. Oh, Ice has his Shivas too. Interesting.
So they got two of them
We
there.
have two of them, yeah. It's all right. I mean, he needs the mana pool, and having the armor and the active damage is always nice.
Oh, does the illusion spot it? It's not quite going to.
It's
So
okay. It creeps up.
the thing was that the illusion of the Magnus went in there to try and scout it.
Oh, I
So
see what you mean.
Execration don't know that it's up yet. All right.
Nuts wants to smoke. Faceless is going to be making a move together. At the same time, I think that Execration also want to smoke. A is holding onto one.
They're going to head up towards the north. I guess expecting some type of a movement. The boots of travel are there for Ember Spirit as well. They're moving right into each other now. Oh, this could be big.
Oh,
You don't want to go up the hill right now into all of this mayhem.
they see him.
They're waiting. Ice, ice, ice.
Uh-oh.
Walk into the high ground. They could
This
go for
RP.
the RP. It's going to connect. They're able to steal
Oh,
it. The damage is coming out.
no.
The Nando combo. Jabs is gone. Can they find any more off the back of this? Ice, ice, ice has already fallen, and now XY to follow. They get the connection onto Nuts. Faceless lose 4, and this is probably going to be Roshan as well.
That's what I'm talking about. Wombo combo.
Oh,
Excellent
baby.
RP by DJ. Although I think they can work on their skewer communication, but you know, it's okay.
Was that a was that just the Helm of the Dominator creep up on the high ground, or what was
No,
it
no,
that
no. So
scattered it out?
they saw Ice 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 down here in this area, and he walked over here. And the moment he walked down the hill, they walked this way past the tree, and it revealed Jabs as well. And he immediately blink RP'd both of them.
I guess what I'm wondering is how did they spot him on the high ground?
Your Shan has
Ember Spirit TP'd into the mid lane,
Oh,
and he got too close to Ember Spirit. It broke his smoke.
Gotcha. All right, well, Butterfly now done for the Shadow Fiend. Black tried to stop it from happening. How detrimental is this for Faceless right now? You just end up losing your Alchemist, and he's kind of not necessarily tapped out in terms of item slots, but it feels like Execration are certainly catching up.
I think they're still Faceless is definitely still okay. I think that last team fight kind of shows you just how important it is for Execration to get the initiation, and I think that's really what it all comes down to at this point. I think that this game is incredibly even. Let me see, net worth wise, yeah, this is like very, very even, because 8,000 net worth lead doesn't really mean anything when you have an Alchemist on your team, and as long as DJ is able to hit these RPs and the Ice Blast connects with the correct targets, Execration can definitely take this game.
DJ, certainly the playmaker on this team, has been able to make it happen time and again. There's some wards placed out there. I thought for a second that they might have gone in for some type of a, you know, Requiem of Souls action from the Shadow Fiend, but spotting the sentry wards on the CM, they back out. Don't want to get too far forward there. It looks like Ice 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 is also going to be going back for an Abyssal. I thought it was going to be an Abyssal, but he just went for a casual Vanguard. It's kind of an interesting look.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of surprised by this item choice as well. I would have liked to see.
Oh, DJ. Did they spot him? They have a sentry ward right there, and they able to get the. And now Nando in a little bit of trouble. They're going to lift him out. There's the Force Staff away as well. DJ, he's getting his blink canceled right now. Nando looking for the counter. Can they get that? Looks like they're going to be able to back out for the moment.
Well, Jabs ends up using a BKB charge, at least. So Execration do get a little out of that.
Right now, Execration, they don't have the greatest vision in this area, but the Rubik stolen rocket flare is making all the difference in the world for them. So both teams with a little bit better vision than they might have otherwise had. You can see the creep wave is pressuring out, and this might force a reaction from Execration to go back home and try and defend. Yeah, it looks like they're going to just send out the Ember. Gabby will pressure it and then can come back into the fray.
Damn, this Ancient Apparition has so much gold.
And the Midas, baby. Looking for that angle. They're sending out rocket flares with each other. It's like playing battleships.
Yeah, the vision game is incredibly important right now. Because once again, it just really comes down to the initiation.
The wrap. They're just trying to get out. Yeah, Execration don't want to take this anymore, but you need to be careful. Ice 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 has the hook shot available. Gabby off into the trees, going for the TP, and does look like he'll be able to make the escape. So they're pressuring the top lane. This forces the rotation up towards the top as well of Jabs. And all back to status quo.
All right, the first scepter is completed. Is it going to go to Gyro?
He might save for buyback, honestly. I don't know, maybe not.
I don't think so.
Never refuse gold given.
I think
God.
I think he can just spend it. Another smoke here. That's very.
Oh no! Nobody noticed. Shh, be quiet.
Nobody noticed.
Don't worry. It's fine. I don't know if they did notice that. Like, because they didn't break smoke, you know?
Yeah.
I imagine that they did. There were some pings that came out, but
I think they noticed that they
It's a
were there,
stunt.
but they don't know that he was. I don't think they actually know that he used RP. Yeah.
okay.
But it's okay. They don't lose anything. They don't gain anything either. It's a small loss for Execration. They can be patient, wait it out. And
It's Ice Ice Ice.
it's Ice, Ice, Ice. Okay. This is definitely a good choice as well. I think realistically speaking, it has to be between him and I want to say Ogre.
Right.
First.
You can't. I also need to mention you can't fault DJ too much for that one. Again, scan triggering on the illusion, and then they go in immediately for the RP, so that way he doesn't have time to react at all.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like you have to go for these.
Yeah. So
the risk versus the reward is immense, right? You miss an RP, whatever. You miss an RP, right? You still can get out of it. If you don't go for it, I mean that's a huge opportunity pass that will pass by if you don't go for that.
yeah. Well, Aegis reclaimed now. Looks like they're able to break the Lincolns momentarily for Gabby. Throw out some more of these right clicks, keep the lane pressured out, and we're starting to see that, you know, off the back of the one team fights Execration, they can take these engagements as long as they get the initiation they want, and they're sort of making it happen.
Yeah, and this is a huge pickup for DJ. Now that he has a BKB, he does not have to worry about the potential Radiance burn canceling his blink anymore.
I've seen that time and again. He's also going back for the refresher. On the side of AA, a couple items to survive, a Force Staff, a Glimmer Cape. Does have that level 3 ulti online now as well. The Ice Vortex cooldown for 1 second, so it's down to 3 seconds for this spell. Pretty nifty as well, 30% damage amp on Magical.
3 charges of cold. That sounds pretty cool.
I'm not sure which one is better between. What's the other one again?
Rubik?
The chilling touch damage?
Rubik. Just catch up the Rubik.
Let's see, what are the other levels that we've got up there? The long Syrian chains for Ember, obviously great. For the Alchemist, ended up going for the Acid Spray armor -5. So, not a great surprise there either, I would say. Just killing off those creep waves a little bit more quickly. Farming. Not to mention in the fights.
Well, now that we are reaching the late game, Gyrocopter is something you can't exactly ignore either. I think it's going to get to the point where you have to hit the Ice Blast on Gyrocopter and the Alchemist, because I think the damage output from Gyrocopter is high enough now that if you don't get the Ice Blast on him, he's going to survive throughout the entire team fight because of the BKB Satanic.
Yeah. Maybe that's the point where you end up getting the refresher on AA as well as an Trace. Looks like he's going back for the Sheep Stick first. But they already are building towards the refresher on the mag. It might end up giving you like that second avenue to have a reinitiation in the midst of a fight.
Yep. And see Ember Spirit going for Shivas. I think he's going to get rid of that Veil. And DJ is about halfway to his refresher. Although, I don't think he has a mana pool for a refresher.
Well, you can do the mana boots trick if
Mana
you wanted
boot.
to.
Mana boot, refresh, mana boot.
Yeah. All right, ice. He's on top of Nando. There is a Force Staff here. He wants to use it, get himself away for a moment. They can go back in again in a second if they want. They have that Ags on Clockwork. Looking for another angle. Not able to find it, though. And they're going to call off the charge, at least for the moment. DJ looking for an opening. Ooh, there was a moment where it could have happened. But does not end up going for it. They get the long duration on the chains. Faceless thinking about moving up towards high ground yet again. But the hook shot in. It's been able to connect onto DJ. Pops his BKB. Trying to get out. He jumped forward. Force Staff is there. The AA blast coming through. Jabs going to end up dropping. Possibly no. He's at least BKB'd for the moment. Trying to run away. Nando low. Ends up getting caught there. Great play by Ice. Ember Spirit in front of all of them. And it looks like Jabs is going to be able to get away unscathed. Although they did lose, I guess, only the CM. Yeah, great.
The big thing about that was that Jabs was able to get his BKB off before the RP connected. So while it was a great RP, there just wasn't enough damage to follow up, kill off Jabs.
Yeah.
Because Ember's not going to do any damage to him, and Shadow Fiend was occupied with the Clockwork.
It definitely feels like they're lacking that physical damage right now, and I guess that sometimes you could maybe get that later on. I don't know. It feels hard to get it anywhere other than Shadow Fiend, and he's still so weak. Like, he can get exploded in these fights, as we just saw.
I don't know how I feel about a Magnus transitioning at this point. I think it's a little too late.
Yeah.
I don't think the game will last long enough. Refresher definitely is the best choice at this point.
XY is going to get the next Aghanims. So opting for that over Black.
Yeah, I think this is the right choice.
Okay.
Fire Blast is pretty insane. I'm gonna find Fire Blast. Oh, Gabby has to be a little careful.
Yeah, he's gonna remnant out. They're fine for the moment. Yeah, it's a, obviously another great form of disable. It is pretty mana intensive for what he has.
I think with the way these team fights are going, all your mana just comes from your magic wand. Should be fine.
Okay. Well, another opportunity to move in now. DJ, RP available. But it looks like Faceless are going to, at least for the moment, play it safe. They're backing out. They, again, spot out with the scan that there's heroes in the area. And
Careful.
like Lemic there as well. God, these are just such tense moments. Like in an instant, it can all just turn into a game-defining team fight. And Ember is going back for a Dagon as well.
Radiant's middle tower.
What a
is under
freaking
attack.
game.
Dagon, huh?
Do you like it?
I guess they just want to burst people down. I guess they don't feel like they have enough burst damage with the current setup.
If they all, I mean, that's the thing is that once the BKB is down, if you've still got the A blast applied onto the, ooh, nice little bait out there. If you've still got the ice blast applied onto Alk, then you can get them below that threshold quickly.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to note too is that the BKB is running shorter and shorter. Right now it's at 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Blacks is currently at 9. But if the game continues to progress like this, once it reaches 5 seconds, it's going to be really dangerous for Faceless.
Well, movement into the jungle now. You are smoked up on Faceless. They're looking for an opening to try and finish off this other set of racks. But likewise, Execration, they're in there. Black ends up breaking the smoke. They're up on the high ground. There is no sentry ward, although it looks like they have a gem. The initiation comes in.
They found the
Ice,
H
ice,
apparition.
ice. That's on AA. Can they kill him off, though? RP onto Jabs. He is completely alone. Is going to be brought down low. They
Oh, he
find
stunned
the kill,
himself.
but they end up losing the Shadow Fiend as well. Can they get any more off the back of this? Gyrocopter, large and in charge, is going to be held there. And it looks like with that, they're going to have to back out.
Yeah,
So,
that's just going to be the end of it.
Gabby?
I think it's fine. He still has the script.
All right. Bit of a scary moment.
They
but yeah.
threw everything on Jabs, and you, like I mentioned, you just cannot overlook the gyrocopter. If you use everything on Jabs, you're not going to have anything left for Black. And he dishes out some serious damage right now, and especially since he has 10 flat cannon hits.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's a great spell. A little bit of pause coming out. We'll check the levels, see how we're looking. Anything else that's really of interest? It's Dagon level 3 so far for Ember. Obviously, you need to hang on to buyback. Does still have that. The only ones who don't are the Rubik and the CM. And it looks like Butterfly is going to be the item of choice for Black next as well.
All right. I think what they need right now is they should actually let Nuts farm BKB, because I think giving him Scepter and BKB is game changing, or potentially game changing. That's like the next big team fight thing they have to offer. But unfortunately for him, he's only level 15.
I know, it's crazy. He's been really hemmed in. It's been a rough game for Nuts. That's kind of just the way that he plays, though, I feel like.
It really is.
Very self-sacrificial support. And likewise, it's sort of been the same story for the Ogre until he got gifted that Aghanim thing. Now, Clockwork able to hook in. He's actually out of mana. Gabby might be able to sustain through this long enough to find a kill if he wanted to stick around for it, but he's just going to push out the wave, forcing the rotation back from the Black Gyrocopter. And that's going to be about the long and the short of it.
Ice holding on to 7,000 gold. He does have Sheepstick queued up right now, but
Abyssal.
you mentioned Abyssal.
Yeah.
This could be a thing.
So, oh, there's a battle of Bruin though. Over here to the side, they use the
Quick
call down.
disengage.
Yeah, they force it back.
Rubik can't even steal a spell. It's so dangerous for him.
Yeah. Well, and that extra bit of disable is something that they do need on occasion, and the potential to take some of these big spells, particularly Rocket Flare, I felt like that one was super value for him.
I think so too.
Might be the best spell for him to steal in this game, honestly.
Rune of double damage.
The dream actually is you steal Chemical Rage and use it for a team fight.
Okay.
But there's a lot of good spells to steal. Even Hook Shot is decent. Oh, he is gonna go for that Abyssal Blade. Saving for buyback first, but he has the Skull Basher already.
I think this just makes a lot of sense. You get on top of him, able to pierce BKB. You already do it once, why not do it again?
Yeah, definitely. The only thing, oh, he's just gonna buy it out right now. The only thing that I wish he changed was that if he did anticipate the idea of going for Abyssal later on, that he went for AC instead of Shivas.
Right.
Because now they have 2 Shivas and they don't have any AC.
You can look over here to the side though. Gabby taking down the bottom tier 2 tower and obviously can get back into the fight as well if they need to, and they might just need to. They spot
they
out
shot
DJ. The stun is going to be coming out. Needs to force staff away in a second. Unrefined Fire Blast. He ends up finding the second one as well. Able to get away, and now Rubik steals Unrefined Fire Blast. Can throw it out again if he wants to.
The mana cost is the same though.
Yeah.
I don't think you want that spell.
Black. Moving in, they are in vision. The hook shot now onto Nando, pushing him back towards this. XY onto DJ as well. They're containing all of these heroes.
Oh,
they
DJ
don't have
dies.
an answer. Ice Blast onto Jabs, but he doesn't care. There's no follow-up in the least bit. They buy back on the mag. They need something, and they need it soon. As, well, the Ember takes down 1,
Your best effort.
but they force the buyback on the mag. They're looking for XY, but can't quite run into him. They realize he's over by the shrine, and now Alchemist is TPing over here as well. Gabby, maybe a bit too far out. He runs into Black.
You can get hooked and then get
Dagon,
Abyssal.
they're pushing him back. There's the Abyssal. Gabby's going. Oh my God, he got out last second. That was so close.
I think that was actually a slight misplay on Ice Ice's part. He cogged them in and pulled them into away from Gyro. Gyro might have been enough to like mini stun him with the MKB. It was a really close call, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, nonetheless, you're still in this situation where they're going in. They have not yet taken the Roshan, so it's available, and Execration still looking like they want to get aggressive. Dagon 5 is up for Gabby. They've got A back up again as well. If they lose DJ here, it would be a catastrophe. He does not have any buyback, but
huge
jump in,
RP.
RP, skewer as well, onto 2. A blast, no, it's not quite on point. They end up being able to almost pull down Black, but they got the BKBs off onto 2 as well. Leemic, is he going to drop? They aren't going to be able to kill him off. Nando goes down as well. The freezing field is doing so much damage. Nuts, the chase. Nando maybe in trouble as well. Excuse me, Gabby. The BK, he's just going to be able to get out of that one. 4 are dead, and they threw it all away.
Oh no, that was like that was the dream RP, but they did not communicate the skewer. That Ice Blast just missed everything.
It's so chaotic, but yeah, it hurts.
And the worst part is that DJ, he committed the refresh to try to RP them in the correct location, and it still missed. That is brutal.
Well, certainly going to be hurting after that one. It was the moment, but...
And we have another Scepter flying out. I believe this should go to... I think you actually give it to Gyro now. I don't think you give it to CM. Simply because CM does not have the items to make use of it anyways.
Right. Or the levels. Level 17, so I guess we'll have it soon, but... Jabs, about to hand it over to Black. I'm assuming... Yeah, he's got it now. So extra tank ability.
Side gunner.
Side gunner there. They need some type of cosmetic to pop up on it. That'd be great.
I think so too.
I don't know if they have that interaction in either one, but regardless, a very rough go right now for Execration. It's not over. It's not completely over.
It's definitely not.
but that one hurt.
They can still do this. Anything can happen when you have double RP.
Do you think that the AA should go back for a refresher at this point, just so he has 2 shots at it? It's like, it's really important he gets that A Blast on him. Like, Ice Blast has to fall on the Alchemist.
That's a kind of a tough call. I don't know. I think Sheepstick is probably not the best item at this point, simply because it's so delayed. XY does have that Lotus Orb now, so its usefulness will not really see its full potential.
Yeah. CM. He's able to get out of there.
I wonder if Octarine is legit for AA.
Yeah. Get a little bit of that shorter cooldown for it. Are we anywhere close to some more of the 25s yet? Clockwork has his
Did you take
battery
the
assault
battery assault?
duration. That's great.
It's like, I think the uptime is 100%, right?
Let's see.
Yeah, it's 100%.
20 seconds, 20.5 seconds. Yeah. Just always battery
Always
assault.
battery assaulting. He needs a mono regen though.
See, that would get annoying to me. You just like you keep on hearing the clink, clink, clink.
I don't know, man. If I was the Clockwork, I'd enjoy it a lot.
The thing that's nuts about this game to me is that I don't think Faceless can ever feel safe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, they could just lose the game off of 2 bad team fights at any point from now on.
Black is now 6 slotted and has a side gunner. Does 400 damage a hit, has Bloodlust. This is spooky.
Gabby is, I think, making the correct move here, realizing that more people could be in the area, but he can cut the creep wave now. They don't really have a great way to deal with it. And can also dodge away pretty effectively from the hook shot as well.
They're not even trying to catch him. They know it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I like that ward, though. That's a good one.
Oh, Gabby.
What?
Okay. TP's down here, zaps XY.
There's not even a creep wave for him to hit. He just literally did
away.
it to zap him.
Yeah. It's about sending a message.
I'm not afraid to dig on you, fool. Okay.
Never
Where
refuse
is the next item for him? He doesn't even know. He keeps on switching around his quick buy here. It's up to BKB now. A late game BKB does sound really good, and it's one of those refresher items as well, or rather, stash items.
Oh, he's buying support items right now. He's trying to get everyone else to catch up.
Yeah.
Because poor Rubik only has 6,000 net worth.
Where's my
I mean, Aghanims wouldn't be terrible this game for him, although it looks like the Yule Scepter is probably the safer option. A smoke now. If they could win a team fight inside the Dyer's base, yeah, you can see him hanging out all the way back by the tier 4s. DJ does not feel safe here.
Oh, Nando's going to get hooked here, I think. No, they're not going to go.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They have the Aegis on Clockwork. It could be worth it. And they drop down and take out that ward. So, good decision. The whole time Gabby is split pushing, though. He is down here at the tier 2 tower and should be able to take it out. So, the lineup is fairly immobile from Faceless. It causes some issues.
I'm actually wondering at this point if you're ready to like, this is so late into the game. Would it be worth Ember going for the physical damage build?
That's kind of what I was wondering as well.
I think it's actually an option here.
I mean,
Like,
honestly,
they have the hero for it too, right?
Yeah.
The Magnus.
Honestly, if you wanted to, we could go back for like Necros too before that if you wanted. Like, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world and just pressure out the lanes further in that way. But
Right. Well, he bought the BKB first.
because I guess that's the other thing. They haven't really invested that much into armor. They've got some. Alchemist is sitting on, what is it, 10 right now? Because he just got rid of his Shivas and he's going to the Sheepstick. So he actually only has
Wow.
11 armor. Oh, Invis though. Bottom lane. Clockwork looking for an opening.
They can't go on this though. Yeah, Ogre isn't even there. They're trying to catch out Jack.
The late game Sheepstick not able to find him as of yet, but they can get into range in a second. Abyssal Blade is there as well, trying to walk out, but he is going to be able to escape.
Damage.
Ice
Nuts is
Ice,
dead.
Nuts. Oh, solo 4 HP. What? Oh, baby. All right. Well, that was very close.
This poor Crystal Maiden can't feel safe, even with her entire team around her.
I mean, 57 minutes into this, it's feeling like Execration are starting to get the avenue for a comeback.
Oh, that's come a long time ago.
Yeah.
They have been in a position where they can definitely take this game at any point. Like, I don't think it really matters how this game progresses at this point. All it takes is one team fight.
Right.
Anyone can win this game at this point.
It's so weird. Like, you see these late game items and everything that they're picking up. Obviously, you have a higher ceiling eventually with Faceless if everybody gets farm. But because the Alchemist has to keep the lanes pressured out, it also means that these supports don't get farm outside of that which the Alchemist gives them. So, like, CM is not really able to farm all that much around the map, nor is the Ogre really. They're kind of left with whatever the Alchemist doesn't take, which isn't much.
I mean, to be fair, he is, giving back.
No, totally.
Everyone, nice and happy with their Aghanim Scepter.
But it also means that, like, I don't know. I'm just thinking how much of a difference it would mean a BKB for CM over the next couple of minutes. Having to go back for the blink here, and then you compare that to what the AA's been able to do with Midas has now finished off a sheep stick for himself.
Yep. Well, once he finishes the blink, I think it's about time for Jabs to give him his scepter. And you said that they do have, more potential for growth, but I feel like when you're this far into the game, Alchemist starts to feel like he's not as useful, and Execration, I think they actually scale a little better. This Ice Blast is just insanely powerful at this stage of the game.
Yeah. He's going to be going back for a Lotus Orb now with all the sheep sticks online. He knows that he needs to get something else to help out his cores outside of just the Glimmer Cape, especially since there is so much vision around nowadays in this game. Another Aghanim, I guess this one for the CM, unless he accidentally gives it to himself or something for the stats. But I'm waiting for the Rapier time. When do you think that happens for Gyro?
I don't think it actually does.
Really?
For some time at least. For quite some time. I think it comes... he still needs to buy Moon Shard, save for buyback. Because I think he actually does enough damage. Because Execration... Oh, I like this item choice from Ember Spirit. I was like gonna say, if he's gonna commit to a Dagon 5, why didn't you get the E-plate?
All right. Do you think that the physical damage build might have been an option though for him in this game?
I think it is. Yeah, but he's going for the full Magic Burst commitment, which is perfectly fine also in my opinion.
Like, do they have what's the sort of magic resistance looking like on this team? It's nuts to me. I don't think that all they have is Glimmer Capes. They haven't built a pipe on anybody. I guess there's not really a great hero to hold it, but
what it really comes down to is, you gotta connect that Ice Blast, and whoever is Ice Blasted, if they get comboed up by the Ember Spirit, it's just instantly dead. I don't think it really matters who it is, even if it's Alchemist, even if it's Gyrocopter. If you are not BKB'd and you have Ice Blast on you, Ember Spirit is going to kill you instantly with this item build.
Well, will it all come down to this? They have vision up on the high ground of all of Execration, and maybe, just maybe, we'll finally get one of these big engagements. Jabs up front and center. They get the chains onto XY. Jump out again.
He's just jumping in to zap XY.
I mean, he doesn't even have the E-Blade yet.
Took about half an
All
hour.
right, hook onto Nando. Still has the force. Could chase if they want to, but not going for it. And that is going to be also a dead Alchemist. They're on top of him. Gabby maybe in some trouble. The Abyssal Blade's there.
Ooh,
Able
so
to remnant
close.
away. Nice. Oh, Orb. They are on top of 4 now. Ice, Ice, Ice. Sheepstick. One way and the other. Nando still maybe in a little bit of trouble. They get the lift up, trying to push him away. Ice Ice is still on top of it, but he's already been brought down now. The A Blast able to kill him off, trying to chase a bit further. This is going to be Rubik dropping low, but not dead as of yet, so they lose Ice Ice Ice, but weren't able to really get anything for it.
Yep, and Execration still holding on to 2 RPs. This is looking very scary for Faceless. I think this late game actually favors Execration quite heavily.
And I feel like a lot of it comes down to that Midas pickup for Ancient Apparition because he's been able to pick up all these other items.
Yeah. Although to be fair, XY is also really freaking fun.
Yeah.
Although it is mostly the Scepter aiding in that overall net worth.
Well, in the meantime, 8,000 gold on Black, has the Bloodthorn queued up. We'll see if that's what he decides to go for. Nando is 3-shotting these Alchemist Illusions with MKB and everything else online for him. They could think about going in on this, but Nando does not feel afraid.
Look how much damage he does with the Empower.
That is so absurd. And CM is like over here to the side, can't really do anything to stop this. They're looking to take the tier 2 tower. They're not going to be denied.
Yeah. We're 63 minutes into this game. A tier 2 tower is not a big deal.
Yeah.
Roshan is up. I think Faceless should contest this. I don't think you want to give up Cheese and Aegis.
Can they get it in time, though? I mean, they're moving in. They want to take it. They will all be grouped up.
Ice will be back in 1 second. Yeah, they're going to have to run.
All right, moving in. Yeah, and it looks like Nando, he realizes what could come their way. They're not going to end up sticking around, but they at least force a rotation. Clockwork hanging out on the side. CM still hasn't gotten her Aghanim Scepter yet.
Oh,
another one shoot
Aghanim
forward.
Or E-Blade combo comes out now.
Brought him down to about half HP there.
Yeah, that was only because it would have done even more, but XY Lotus Orb the ethereal effect off himself.
We'll take that.
Now movement towards the mid. Oh, they have a creep wave down bottom. Okay, this is pretty big. They are going to try and move up towards high ground and expecting some type of TP play, I guess.
They see him. This is going to be big.
All right, they're on
RP's
top of
gonna
it.
come.
Black, there's the lift, there's the catch. They're on top of him, but the ice jump in. Is it going to be able to be enough to turn the tides of this? Already, the gyrocopter's gone. Nando tries to pull out the ulti, wasn't able to get it as of yet. Gabby keeping that separation. You have another jump in right now, and RP available from DJ, but the rest of Faceless is already gone. Another great find, and Black gets caught out.
It doesn't matter how farmed you are right now. There's just so much damage. You can itemize however you want. You are not going to survive if you get jumped like that.
All right, but we have to keep our eyes on this as well. Tier 4s are being hit right now, and there is more than enough gold to go for a rapier, go for a backdoor play, and try and take down the throne. Like all of these heroes,
I don't think it's
He
gonna.
doesn't have
I don't
bots.
think it's gonna come to that though.
You don't think
I don't
so?
think Execration will let that happen.
all right.
Because they only ended up they only lose, or they only have one lane of racks down, so I don't think they'll actually reach this point where their map control would be so bad that Faceless are going to be allowed to make a play like that.
We'll have to keep our eyes on it again. Keep in mind, this is Execration, who is not completely eliminated from these qualifiers. If they win this game, they are going to move to 3 and 4, and 4 losses is kind of that middle ground where if everything else plays out the way that we've been expecting it, and we see Execration still manage to take games off of Geek Fam as well as the Open Qualifier team, they will end up in a tiebreaker scenario with several other teams across the board, which would mean we'd have to go to a couple of tiebreakers. So, fighting for their life, they're not out of it yet.
Yep. And Magnus is up to 5,700 gold. Off the ring?
Sure. Why not?
I don't. This is like the hardest time to itemize.
Yeah.
When you're 70 minutes into the game, you have so much money, you need buyback. What do you buy?
I mean, it's all, the utility is so much value, but you're running out of item slots as well.
Yeah. He still needs a monopole though, so I think he should actually either maybe upgrade a Shadow Blade to Silver Edge.
I mean, the big things here, RPs to watch. What else do we need to keep our eyes out for? Is there anything in particular that, like Sheep Sticks and Lotus Orbs coming out into play?
It really just all comes down to, it doesn't matter if it's an RP or not, it just needs to be something that can hold I would say I don't even think Alchemist is a threat at this point anymore. You need to kill this gyro.
Okay.
So as long as Ice Blast connects to the gyro, I think Execration have a very good chance of winning this team fight.
All right, they have a homing missile onto Nando. Bottom lane was pushing in by Gabby just a little bit earlier, and now trying to kill off the homing missile. It does end up connecting. They get the chains. XY dropped low. About half HP from that. Shrines are still here as well. It's a scary movement in to try and take this fight, but they do have Force Staff as well as Blink from Mag to make this work. And the TP goes back again. Gabby needing to keep this lane pushed out. He has a Remnant to get in here as well. Shadow Blade from DJ. He is in the midst of the Radiance there. He might need to pop his BKB to be able to get into range to go for it. Nando in trouble. That's Aegis already down. They missed the hook shot though, so aren't going to be able to find it. They need to go in here and save him. Nando taking so much damage and he is going to fall. They pop the BKB and decide to run. Oh, very tough go. They're trying to TP into Shrines. Ice wants to find somebody. Who's he going to get? And Leemic maybe possibly hits a finding Mag. DJ somehow, some way. There was.
Oh, there's a ward. There's a ward. There's a ward. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Are you sure?
It's over here.
Okay, over here. Yeah, he spotted moving up.
Okay. I was just gonna.
Well, in the meantime, Gabby trying to bring down Black goes in for the Remnant. Oh, BKB comes off in time, and immediately Satanic's backed up to full.
You see how fast he healed because of the side cutter?
Yeah.
Damn, what a hook. Ice.
What a hook, what a player.
But, you know, honestly, I don't think it really amounts to too much anyways. They get a kill on him. Magnus has minus respawn timer as his level 25 talent. This game is still very much even.
There's buybacks across the board.
Oh, actually, no, I lied. It does amount to something. Yeah, they can force out buybacks right now.
We'll see. If they can take down the Shadow Fiend's buyback, it would certainly be worth it.
Yeah, there's a Shadow Fiend buyback they need to get rid of. Magnus will be up. Actually, you know the scary thing is that they might not actually have to make Shadow Fiend buyback because the Magnus alone with the rest of his team is actually enough to win a team fight 4v5, I believe.
Dire's top tower is under
But
attack.
if he gets a good RP, I'm pretty sure Shadow Fiend will buyback.
Oh my god, Black barely getting that Glimmer Cape off, and they're actually going to force him forward. XY in trouble is ended up getting Force Staffed himself forward by virtue of that Lotus Orb, and now that's going to be a dead CM. So they take the tier 3 tower, but cannot take the racks. And did they get the buyback of the Shadow Fiend there?
No one had the buyback.
Yeah.
I think as long as Magnus is up, they have to really respect that.
Each of these SCA games, it's 70 minutes for this one. We had like 2 other 70 or 60-minute games that happened a little bit earlier. They don't want to stay on schedule in this region.
Oh boy.
11,000 net worth on, or excuse me, gold in the Gyrocopter's coffers right now.
How come he hasn't? I'm surprised he's not buying Moonshard.
Yeah, what the hell? I mean, there's no way. I guess he wants to save for one big thing, maybe. Oh God, Rubik. Oh. Okay. XY just wanted to punch a creep first. That's fine.
Awkward.
I mean, Shadow Fiend has certainly bought a Moonshard for himself.
Well, Jabs is starting to transition now. He has bought. He sold his. He sold the. Oh no, he didn't sell it. He just moved away his Radiance.
Yeah.
Is now holding on to AC. Pulls out his Radiance just to use it on his Manta.
And up here in the top lane, Execration continuing to try and keep these creep waves pushed. Still very much anybody's game. It's almost to the point for me like where Roche certainly matters, but way more important than any of that is the vision that you have, the movement around the map. Like
when you're this late into the game, it all comes down to buybacks.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to now.
Because even if you do end up like getting the Aegis, if you die in a bad position, you're going to die twice.
Right.
We do have the Bloodthorn picked up for the Clockwork. Super late game. And TP Boots level 2. They're pressuring in. I mean, they're in there.
Yeah, this mid lane.
They actually might end up just being able to go for this. They're thinking about it.
No one is coming back. Oh, that trophy.
Are they going to make this move? I mean, they don't have vision. They don't know where they're at. There's the Dire scan, so now Dire realize where all of Faceless is. Can they find that Initiation, they're looking for XY on the high ground. Nando walks into him. There's the
baiting
initiation.
him.
Stunned
They're
up there as
baiting him.
well. RP, it's only onto XY though. Not nearly enough, and they haven't been able to control Black.
Oh.
But now they got jabs and Black. Nando on top of him, but the BKBs have already come off. They already have
Where's
used the Ice
the-
Blast. They
Oh,
don't
no.
have it. Nando's gonna go down. They have buybacks on these heroes.
Dire's
But they got the BKBs off and he couldn't find it. Gabby trying to get something, but there's the Sheepstick and Ember is brought low as well.
Oh my goodness.
What?
That was such a big mistake. They cannot Ice Blast like that. It is so important that you connect that skill on the RP. And that was 2 RPs committed and no one was hit by the Ice Blast.
Yeah.
I'm starting to agree with you. I think that Refresher might have been the choice. It gives you more room for error.
Certainly what you need in this instance.
I mean, you can't fault them. These kind of games you cannot practice for.
Yeah. He ended up going for the 3 charges, Ancient Apparition of the Cold Feet. I don't think it's going to be enough to sort of solve the problems that are inherent with their draft. They're going to end up losing both sets of the top barracks here. Black taking a good bit of damage, hasn't popped Satanic yet or BKB. But the question is, will they be able to find anything else off the back of this? They're saving the Shadow Fiend's buyback. Man, what a disaster there.
Well, no Refresher on Magnus, only 1 RP. Bottom lane, he hooks him in. Gabby's gonna get caught out again.
What? Oh, all of the disable.
Oh my goodness, that's no buyback.
That's
Is
2
that
minutes.
how it ends?
Are you kidding me?
This
Literally
clockwork
just
build.
a hook shot in.
Well, it's because he has Bloodthorn and Abyssal Blade. Even if he has BKB, and the bigger mistake is that he was pushing the lane out without his Lincolns. If that's the case, you're definitely gonna die.
Oh, wow. All it takes in these types of games, as you mentioned over and over again,
It's the
is one
buyback.
mistake.
Yeah.
They can still win a team fight with RPs here. And you have 1. You only get 1 shot. It's your Eminem moment, DJ. Make it work.
Oh man. He still has buyback, so you know, even if he hits 1 RP, dies, he can buy back, and there is a chance that his Refresher will be up for a second one.
If you rebuy Refresher, does it create you a new one? Oh, Ice, he's in. On top of
He caught
Nando.
out the Ancient Apparition. If Ancient Apparition dies here,
Looking for it, trying to find it. They can hold with Mega Creeps
there's
too.
Yep.
I mean, they might end up getting Mega Creeped here, but I think they can still hold on without it. DJ looking for that opening.
Oh, they're gonna
XY is
catch out the
there. They're
AA.
on the AA. They need to find this. DJ, he's silenced up. He pops his BKB, turns to fight, skewer forward. He catches
Oh,
2, but it's
everyone's
not
already
going to be
dead.
enough. A blast. It does connect, but there is no follow, and it did not hit the Alchemist. They're buying back on everybody, but it might just be about it as they have been able to finish
boy.
this one off. AA gone. They're buying Necro books. They just want to stop this from happening, but Tier 4s are down, and Faceless end up taking it in a thriller, 76 minutes in.
RP.
Maybe? Push? Oh, they wanted to combo. It's not there, though.
I mean, what combo is there? He had 18 souls. There's no damage.
Yeah.
Oh man, and that's how it ends.
Execration. They put up a hell of a fight.
They really did. Props to them. I mean, honestly, I did not see them coming this far. I mean, this in terms of this match at least.
Yeah. And they go out at the end of the days. There's a ton of incredibly talented teams in this group stage. They're going to, I believe, be knocked out now, as well as close to it, Team Bazaar and Team Bazaar Youth. I haven't seen what the rest of the results are yet, so we don't know for sure. But the big 4 that are still there are Geek Fam, Mineski, TNC Pro, and Clutch, with Faceless remaining perfect. How impressed with you are them, and do you think that